FOMO, the fear of missing out. I have been sensing this with a handful of schools I have been interacting with recently who have been using some of the best technology products in the market but still seem to wonder whether their teams are actually making the best use of these products or not. Whether they're really getting an edge over the other schools who are using the same products. That feeling that keeps them concerned that other schools are using the tools better than them and they might be missing out on something. Hi, I am Abhiraj, one of the co-founders at Schoolpad. In the last decade, we've helped over 200 school owners and principals to manage their schools more efficiently by digitizing and automating their existing processes and creating an exceptional experience for parents, teachers, and students. This FOMO, or the fear of missing out and being left behind, is not entirely unfounded. It is reasonable to have doubts about your school's performance and its position, and that is why I thought of doing this video to share about what I have learned observing some of the schools who have utilized technology products really well and accelerated their growth story without fearing about staying behind. It is not just the technology that makes you different. It is how you use that technology to highlight and map your school's USPs and differentiators that ultimately makes all the difference. Technology platforms may be the same, but what a school does with those platforms, how they optimize the features available to them by executing their own workflows, and how they use that piece of technology to regulate and streamline their internal processes is what is the true differentiator. For example, I have been observing a handful of schools who are focused on parental involvement and getting continuous feedback from their parents using Schoolpad to ensure that each initiative where a child participates reaches out to parents through photos and videos shared regularly through Schoolpad. Now, what this does is it allows their parents to directly see the kind of exposure their child is getting in the school and the kind of learning that is happening. This in turn helps schools build their reputation and earn the parents' trust. Let me give you another example where one of these schools executed a process they had where they used to keep notes of all the discussions the class teachers used to have during the parent-teacher meetings and refer to them in the subsequent parent-teacher meetings. They use the student observation feature on Schoolpad where observations of each and every student can be stored and tracked by teachers in the student's profile itself. They created a separate category under the same feature called PTM notes and started keeping notes about the discussions during parent-teacher meetings for each child individually, according to the format they had created as part of their internal process. The original feature was never meant to do this, but because the accessibility and the way these observations get stored was so easy to refer back to, the school themselves tweaked it to fit in one of their internal processes and started saving these notes using the feature under each child's profile. Now, this allowed teachers and parents to keep track of their discussions and follow-ups during these parent-teacher meetings, which helped them work in a more conscious and personalized way towards each child's growth. This also helped teachers to pull out the notes from the previous parent-teacher meetings and carry the discussions forward, maintaining both continuity and consistency. Now, when I heard about this use case, I was floored. It was such a brilliant and innovative use of a feature that was otherwise designed for a different purpose altogether. And this was not because they were using Schoolpad. I think this applies to any and every technology platform that a school may choose to use. Any good technology platform can be transformed into a great tool and a true differentiator if only schools adopt them with enthusiasm and a spirit of experimentation. This use case that I shared was a classic example of a school making use of technology above and beyond its defined scope to map its USPs and differentiators and executing them in a better way. And this is also why it is my firm belief that while technology is an essential tool in your armor, what truly makes a school great is its own approach and willingness to understand the piece of technology and then think out of the box to create and execute their processes that differentiates them and helps them serve their students and parents in a better way. I hope this video answered at least some of your doubts and questions about how you can make your technology products work for you in ways that can help you stay ahead without worrying about the fear of missing out. See you in my next video.